A bank vault had a 20-ton heavy door, while its walls were also reinforced with iron. The makers were so sure of it that they even didn't install a security alarm in the bank vault because it was referred to be as an unbreakable unit. Its illusions was shattered when the criminals devised a master plan, outsmarted the security for a full 27 hours, and remained hidden in the vault. Welcome back once again to Next Gen Matrix videos. Viewers, what was this master plan? And why is it considered to be the biggest bank robbery in the history? Before we discuss that, let's go straight to the day of July 19, 1976. The sun had risen on Monday, and staff members had started arriving at Societe Bank in the city of Nice, France. The bank was considered to be the most secured bank in the world and having the strongest vault till today. What happened was that according to the routine, the bank staff went to open the vault. It was very heavy door with an extremely complicated lock. They entered the lock combination, but the door did not open. It's important to know that this door had faced issues several times before as well because it weighed about 20 tons. It often got stuck. The bank staff felt that it is still stuck as usual. So they contacted the vault manufacturing company. After half an hour, the company's experts came to the bank and started attempting to open the door. But the surprising thing was that even the expert from the company could not open the door this time. They made several attempts, but this door was not ready to be opened in any case. The matter was getting serious now because customers were waiting in the line. This was now the question for the bank's reputation. After 3 hours of trying, they finally decided to drill a hole in vault's wall to see what was causing the door to remain stuck. There were no signs of forced entry on the vault's door, and no marks were found on any of its 4 walls either. When they peered inside after drilling a hole using a heavy-duty drill machine, they discovered that someone had welded the vault's door shut from inside. This scene was quite hard to believe, as there was only one way into the vault. There was no source of light inside, and there were no windows, meaning it was impossible to enter the vault from within now. Seeing this, everyone had realized that there must be something abnormal here. They arranged machinery and decided to break through the vault's wall to gain entry. This task was quite time-consuming because the walls were thicker than regular walls, and there was also iron reinforcement between them. Well, after many hours of hard work, a hole was made so that a human could enter through it, and when they looked inside, the sight was unbelievable. The bank vault was looted. Some lockers were broken while others were left open. And the most interesting thing, their famous words that were written on the vault with a spray paint. In English, its translation is "without arms, without hate, without violence." Just as the bank staff regaining their composure, they discovered a tunnel had been dug beneath the vault's floor. Now the duty was that of the police, which had reached by the time the robbers had broken into 400 out of 4,000 safe deposit boxes inside the vaults, taking valuable items including money and gold blocks. Before making their escape, the tunnel they had dug was leading into the city's largest underground sewerage line. There, the police found a lot of evidences, including tools and 27 gas cylinders with the help of which the robbers had lit a welding torch. Not only that, ventilation equipment for the sewerage line and electric cable about 1 kilometer long were also found. The heist was worth more than $20 million. Today, its value is estimated as $110 million. It was not only the biggest bank heist of the century, but this police investigation also has the status of the biggest investigation in France. Well, now, this thing had spread all over the world, while the bank's reputation had certainly suffered, but this incident was also a source of great regret for the French police. For the next several months, the police pressed hard, apprehended individuals, interrogated bank staff, but no trace of robbers could be found from anywhere. Then, after 3 months, in October 1976, the police received a significant lead. A member of robbers' group had been captured based on a tip from his own girlfriend. At first, he was denying any involvement, but when the police pressed him, he eventually broke down the entire gang's name. What astonished the police was that this gang was notorious for committing small and petty thefts. They had done such a big heist, this thing was not being digested. The mastermind of this plan was actually someone else. During the interrogation, gang members provided the police with the name of an individual who, according to them, was the mastermind behind this heist. This man named Albert Sapagari was actually a photographer. When the police arrested him, he did not look like a criminal from anywhere. Simple dressing, simple lifestyle, and lived in a normal house in the city. When inquiries were made with his neighbors, everyone said that Albert is a simple photographer who always minds his own business. But what the police was thinking about Albert, he was completely different from that. He immediately confessed to the police that he was the mastermind of the bank heist. The case was almost closed for the police, but it was just a beginning. According to Albert, he had previously taken a locker in the same bank, and on the pretext of going to the vault, he used to capture photos of all the things. He first kept an alarming clock in his own locker, setting alarm of a night time. When the alarm went off and no one was alerted, and neither did any security sound, so he had confirmed that there was no security system installed in the vault. Then he went to the city government office in the appearance of an engineer and took a map of the city. He estimated where the sewerage line on the map is and how far is it from the bank. Then he calculated, after digging a 26-foot long tunnel from the nearest sewerage line, he can go straight to the bank vault. Now, this job required a lot of work, so Albert contacted the gangster in the city and told him the whole plan. The gangster assigned his men to work on this task. This took about 2 months to dig the tunnel, as the work was being done without machinery, and it was important to do this work only at the night time when there is no one in the bank. During this time, Albert made every effort to ensure that no noise would reach anyone up to this road above the sewerage line. Then, on 18th July, the night between Saturday and Sunday, they finally entered the vault. For next 27 hours, they calmly carried out the heist, during which they even had a lunch and dinner there. The police presented Albert in the courts, where he also admitted his guilt in front of the judge. During the interrogation, he had written the evidence of his plan and detail of the looted money in the code word on a paper. He said that he will give this evidence only to the judge and only the judge would read it. For this, the judge called Albert to his chamber. Albert handed over the paper to the judge. The judge was understanding the code. Albert immediately jumped out of the window. The room was on the first floor and there was a car parked below it. There, the bike was waiting for him. The police could not catch him. If you like this video, kindly like, share and subscribe to our channel.